Hey witches, welcome back to the channel. It's the Wyld Wytch here. I hope that you're all doing amazing. So I thought for this video I would share a recipe with you guys. Now before we get into the recipe, I do want to go ahead and apologize in advance. I am in the kitchen, so you're probably going to hear the boys and the dogs in here because they are in the living room. Actually, I think Scruffy is here in the kitchen too. So I just wanted to let you guys know if y'all do hear noises and stuff, then they're in here. So I thought for this video I would share my witch's butter recipe with you guys. Now we're going to make two different versions of witch's butter. One's going to be for protection and one is going to be for love. They are both so easy to make, and you might have heard of witch's butter already. You might know it as compound butter or finishing butter, but we call it witch's butter because, you know, we put that witch's twist on it. We put our intention and energy into it, so it becomes witch's butter. Now the protection butter is great for just about any dish. You can add it to your veggies, your meat if you eat meat. The boys eat turkey and chicken and fish, so we put it on that. It's also great on pasta, on breads, on steamed veggies, sauteed veggies, roasted potatoes, baked potatoes. The list goes on and on and on of the different things that you can add this protection butter to. Now the love butter is going to be great for your desserts, your sweets, some of your breakfast foods like pancakes, biscuits, waffles, those type of things. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. I'm going to show you the protection butter first, and then we'll make the love butter. So like I said, it is so easy to make. It won't take you long, and then it lasts for a while. So we'll get all into that in just a minute. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got my bowl right here. So give me just a second and let me flip the camera. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need is a stick of butter. Now I'm using this Earth Balance butter. It is vegan, you know, I'm vegan. But you can use any type of butter that you have. It doesn't necessarily have to be vegan, and you want it to be at room temperature. Now you're also going to need your herbs and spices and some salt. I'm using black lava salt, and I've already got my spices ground up, so I'll tell you what's in mine, and you can omit things that you don't want, you know, add things that you do want, whatever you use for protection, like in your food, so your edible protection blend. Okay, so I have half a teaspoon chipotle pepper, and again, you can omit this if you don't want it a little spicy. I've got half a teaspoon of freshly ground black peppercorns, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of rosemary, 1 teaspoon of sage, 1 tablespoon of dried chives, half a teaspoon of thyme, half a teaspoon of parsley, and 1/4 teaspoon smoked paprika. And then with the black lava salt, I'm doing 1/4 teaspoon of it. So you want to blend your herbs and spices together. I've ground everything up except the rosemary because I do like it in bigger pieces. I mean, I broke it down some, but not into a powder like the rest of this. And also, if you want to use fresh ingredients, you can do that. That's not a problem at all. I personally like to use the dried herbs, because I feel like it lasts longer. So that's why I do you know, the dried. Now also, if once you make this your blend, if you want to use only half of it, that's perfectly fine. I don't know how you like your stuff seasoned. I do like mine to have a lot of seasoning. Like, I want to be able to taste this blend in every bite. So, you know, you can do half, you know, whatever that you want. Also, this blend is great to use, like make it and then put it in a spice jar and then use it for your cooking. That's also great to do. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump in. So we're going to put our butter in the bowl, and then I don't know if you can see, I'm just going to break this butter up into pieces because we're going to stir these spices in the butter. Alright, so you see I've just got it broke up a little bit. And then I'm just going to take like a handful, I don't know if you can see, I'm just going to take a handful and I'm just going to sprinkle it over. And we're gonna mix all of this spice in except like a pinch, so we can sprinkle on the top of it. So we're just gonna go ahead and get this mixed in. So see, I'm just mixing it up. And sorry, my bracelets keep hitting the bowl. All right, then I'm just gonna add some more. And you just want to keep stirring just to get it mixed in. Okay, now the rest of that we're going to save for on top. Okay, now I've got that mixed up. So now we're going to take our salt and I'm just going to sprinkle on the top of this. Okay, so we've got our black salt, and now I'm just going to kind of fold it in. Now, if you do use black salt, you'll notice your blend gets, hold on, something on my thumb. You'll notice that your blend starts to get darker. Okay, now that's all blended up. So you can take parchment paper, wax paper, saran wrap, and you'll take your butter, lay it on there, and then you're going to roll it up so it's like a log. And you'll notice when you start rolling up, you know, you want to start shaping it. So like this size, and you can just squeeze it, you know, like this, and roll it up into a log. And then you're going to pop it in the refrigerator. Now, I'm using molds. So I've got these witch hats. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill up the mold here. And then I'm going to pop it into the refrigerator and let it get hard while we're making the love, which is butter. Okay, this is what the protection butter looks like with the little witch's hat. I believe there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 10. So now we're going to take the rest of our spice blend and we're just going to sprinkle it on top. Okay. So now I'm going to pop this in the refrigerator and let it get hard, and we'll move on to the love butter. Okay, so now let's do our love butter. So I'm just going to break this up just like we did the last one. Just break the butter up into pieces. And And then we're going to add our herbs. So again, the love butter is more for like desserts, sweets, pastries, bread, you know, all that good jazz. Okay, so you have your stick of butter. Now the ingredients that you're going to need, and I've already got them in this mortar and pestle. Okay, so for it, you're going to need a tablespoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of cloves, a teaspoon of cardamom, half a teaspoon of star anise, 2 tablespoons rose petals, a teaspoon vanilla, a tablespoon agave, or I'm using agave. If you don't want to use agave, you can use honey. And then I also added a tablespoon of brown sugar or coconut sugar. You can use, again, any kind of sugar that you want. And I'm also adding a pinch of vanilla finishing salt. Let me show y'all if you can see it. You can see the cinnamon in there's brown. The salt's brown from the vanilla beans. And it smells so good. Okay. So let's go ahead and start adding. Now I ground, I don't know if you can see this, I ground like the cinnamon and the cloves and cardamom and star anise. I ground that into a powder, and then you can see the rose petals are a little bit bigger. I ground them up but not into a powder. So we're going to mix some of this, and then we're going to stir it up. Sorry, my bracelets keep hitting the bowl. Okay. Let's add a little bit more. We're going to go ahead and start adding some of our, this is agave and vanilla extract. And use real vanilla. If you make this, don't use that imitation mess. Alright, we're going to add some of it, and we're going to stir it up. Like I said, this is a really sweet butter. It's so good. Alright, let's get it. Go ahead and add the rest of that. Alright, I'm going to stir this up a little bit more, and then I'll add the finishing salt. I just don't want to stir it up a ton. And it's so good. And you know, you can save money by making your own vanilla extract, and even your finishing salt, so your vanilla salt. And you can also put fruit and berries into your love butter, like strawberries, raspberries. It'll be really good too. Okay, now let's go ahead and add some. I'm just going to add like a heaping pinch. And we'll give it just a little stir. And again, you can do this the same way as the protection. You can add it, and you can make a log if you want to, but I've got this heart mold that I'm going to use for mine, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fill it up, and then we're going to put it in the refrigerator to get hard. Okay, that's what these look like. See this little rosebud? You can just like pop it in the corner if you want. See, like that. I put it in the middle. You know, or you can, okay, you can take one and just sprinkle some rose petals on top. Like that. Okay, so here is the final product. This is the protection butter. It's the little witch hats. So this is the back with the herbs, remember, that we put on there. And then this is the front. It's got like some little moons and like a little bow, but anyway. Alright, so this is the love butter. It's got the rose petals on it. And then here's the one that I showed you guys where it has just one rosebud. And again, they're in the shape of hearts. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure to let me know if you make these recipes. If you have any questions, make sure to pop them down below. Until next time, fly high, witches. Peace, homies!